Ukraine has recently changed its approach. The country is now taking bolder actions. These actions include striking targets inside Russia. This is a significant shift in the conflict. Ukraine hopes to bring the war home to Russia. The new strategy aims to disrupt Russia's war machine. It also seeks to impact Russian public opinion. These moves are controversial but strategically important for Kiev. The world watches these developments very closely. Many wonder what will happen next. Drones are central to Ukraine's new strategy. Ukraine uses many types of drones now. These include small, fast first-person view drones. They also use unmanned ground systems. Near Lipsy, north of Kharkiv, a notable attack occurred. Ukrainian forces attacked Russian positions there. They used only ground drones and first-person view drones. No infantry soldiers were involved in that assault. This showed Ukraine's focus on technology. It helps reduce casualties among their own soldiers. Ukraine is also hitting Russia's energy network. These strikes target oil refineries and depots. The goal is to hurt Russia's fuel supply. This can impact their military operations. By March 2024, these attacks were significant. Facilities making 1/6 of Russia's fuel were hit. By March 2025, the damage was very costly. It reached at least 60 billion rubles. That is about $714 million US. These attacks show Ukraine's growing reach. Beyond airstrikes, Ukraine has made ground incursions. Ukrainian forces have crossed into Russian territory. This has happened in areas like Kursk and Belgorod. These are regions bordering Ukraine. In the week ending May 27, 2025, Ukraine lost some ground there. It previously held about 9 square miles inside Russia. This reduced to about 5 square miles. These incursions have caused disruption within Russia. About 112,000 people in Russia's Kursk region were displaced. This happened between August 2024 and March 2025. Russia has responded strongly to Ukraine's actions. In late May 2025, Russia launched a huge air attack. This attack targeted Ukraine extensively. It was described as the largest of the war. Many cities, including Kiev, were hit. The attack used a combination of weapons. Around 1,000 drones and missiles were launched. This demonstrates Russia's continued offensive power. It shows a willingness to escalate its attacks. The scale was intended to overwhelm defenses. Russia's big air attack involved complex tactics. It was a combined aerial strike. This happened on the night of May 24th to 25th, 2025. A record number of Shahed drones were used. There was also increased use of Iskander ballistic missiles. Russia is adapting its military methods. They are using new radar decoys. Attack profiles are varied to confuse air defenses. The goal is to hit targets and pressure Ukraine. Sadly, these attacks often result in civilian casualties. New technology is shaping this entire conflict. Both sides are racing to innovate. Ukraine is developing new drone systems constantly. They have used drone boats with surprising success. One claim involved drone boats shooting down Russian aircraft. They also deploy unmanned ground vehicles, or UGVs. The Retaliation UGV can carry explosives to targets. Russia, too, is scaling up its tech efforts. They are increasing domestic drone and decoy production. Key electronic parts are sourced from China and smuggled. The battlefield is a high-tech testing ground. This technological race is intense and ongoing. Ukraine uses technology to try and save its soldiers. They want to reduce infantry casualties. This contrasts with Russia's approach sometimes. Russia has often accepted higher casualty rates. The conflict shows how modern warfare is changing. Drones and advanced systems are now crucial. They affect tactics, strategy, and the war's human cost. The nature of combat evolves with each new device. The war has inflicted terrible losses on Russia. Their military has suffered greatly. As of April 2025, estimates are very high. Over 790,000 Russian soldiers were killed or injured. An additional 48,000 were reported missing. These numbers reflect the brutal fighting. The intensity of the conflict is staggering. Russia has committed huge numbers of troops. The human cost for their military is immense. These figures are based on Western intelligence reports. Ukraine has also endured devastating military losses. The toll on its armed forces is severe. By January 2025, reports indicated high numbers. Around 400,000 Ukrainian soldiers were killed or injured. About 35,000 were listed as missing. President Zelensky previously stated different figures. In December 2023, he said 43,000 soldiers were lost. The discrepancy shows the difficulty in confirming numbers, but the sacrifice of Ukrainian defenders is undeniable. They fight to protect their nation's sovereignty. Civilians on both sides have suffered immensely. In Ukraine, over 13,000 civilians have died. Millions of Ukrainians have been displaced. About 10.6 million people have fled their homes. This is nearly a quarter of the pre-war population. Many are displaced inside Ukraine. Many are refugees. Russian civilian deaths are reported at 652. In Russia, hundreds of thousands have left the country. Ukraine's infrastructure is severely damaged. Its power generation capacity has been crippled. The material cost of the war is also enormous. Both sides have lost vast amounts of equipment. As of May 2025, Russia's losses are substantial. They have lost over 21,800 vehicles and equipment pieces. This includes thousands of tanks and armored vehicles. Hundreds of aircraft and dozens of naval vessels are gone. Ukraine has also lost significant military hardware. Their losses total nearly 9,000 vehicles and equipment. This includes tanks, armored vehicles, and aircraft. Notably, 3 F-16 fighter jets were reported lost. Many people worry about World War III. They ask if these attacks could start a wider war. Currently, there is no direct evidence for this. Ukraine's strikes inside Russia are escalations. Russia's massive air attack in May 2025 was also an escalation. However, these do not automatically mean global conflict. Direct NATO involvement is not imminent based on these events. It is important to focus on facts, not fear. The situation is dangerous, but not yet a world war. Global powers are watching very carefully, though. There are factors that might prevent a wider war. War fatigue is growing in both Russia and Ukraine. Polls show majorities in both nations support peace talks. About 61% of Russians favor negotiations. In Ukraine, 51% support seeking a peaceful resolution. This public sentiment could influence leaders. It might act as a check on further escalation. The economic and human costs are already very high. Few desire an even larger, more destructive conflict. These pressures could push towards de-escalation eventually. The current situation remains extremely volatile. This conflict is unpredictable and dangerous. The world is watching every development closely. Russia's air campaign has clear objectives. It aims to overwhelm Ukraine's air defenses. It seeks to attack civilian targets to pressure Kiev. It wants to deplete Ukraine's resources over time. Russia also uses these attacks as leverage in any talks. Ukraine remains determined to defend its territory. Their resolve to fight for their freedom is strong. Looking ahead, the path is uncertain. The conflict is likely to continue for some time. The technological race between sides will persist. Both Ukraine and Russia will adapt their methods. There is no easy or quick end in sight. Diplomatic efforts are incredibly important now. Meaningful negotiations are needed for lasting peace. A calm, fact-based perspective is essential. While risks are high, global war is not inevitable. The focus must be on finding ways to stop the fighting.